All right, just gonna wait a couple of more minutes just to make sure everything is fine, the live feed, the audio and stuff like that. And then we will begin the today's session. So hopefully we should be live on the YouTube right now. And let me do a couple of more checks and then I'll basically share some of the tips and tricks that I have learned over the years about stocks. Let me make sure we go to the feed and the audio is fine. Can someone just share some of the tips and tricks? Perfect. I think it's fine. So I'm just gonna post this quickly as well. Give me a couple of minutes. So just give me 1 sec. I'm just setting up all of my setup right here. So give me 1 sec. Yeah, we'll start soon. Give me a couple of minutes. Just setting up everything here quickly. All right, I think we should be fine, hopefully. And also by the same time, I want to open up here on my phone so I can read comments and questions if anyone has.
Get back to the plane.
All right, seems like everything is fine. All right, so yeah, we are live on YouTube. Once again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from people watching from different part and different country, right? Thank you for joining in today. Here, I'm actually gonna share some of the charting techniques that I have learned over the year. As I said, these are my personal things that I have learned, by watching so many YouTube videos, by learning by taking some course, so I just want to kind of share some of the knowledge on stocks and basically, charting and stuff like that. So let me quickly also share this on my LinkedIn as well. So if in case people wants to learn, I'll provide all the resources here in this video, every single thing I'm going to talk about here. So yeah, give me 1 sec. Just making sure. 1 sec. All right, I think we should be fine, and let's get started with the session. So yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to one and all. My name is Saumil Shah. I am a software engineer, but I like to learn new things and learn about technologies. So this video, basically, I would like to share some of the charting techniques that I have learned over watching YouTube tutorials, taking some of the courses, and learn some things from my friends as well. So let's get started. I'm gonna use Yahoo Finance for showing you the technique. So the first thing that I would like to show you is, for charting, there are several websites you could use. I usually like to use Yahoo Finance because it's free and they offer a lot of stuff. So you can pick up any stocks. It works on Indian market, European market, US market. The whole idea here is to just sort of show you about these different sort of techniques and indicators that are there. But yeah, so I'm gonna close everything up here, this one. So yeah, you have this chart, right? So you have this chart. Let's move to a 1 day interval right here. So we'll move to 1 day interval. So things that I have learned, as I said, these are my personal experiences. Okay, so just 1 second, the sound. Okay. So basically, you always want to make sure whenever on a daily interval or on a yearly interval, the graph is always exponential, right? It has to be moving upwards. You don't want a graph that's tapering, or you want a nice smooth exponential graph over the year. So I could clearly see this in this company called HIBL. It's a triple XL bull ETF, right? So I could see that right here. That makes sense. So the first thing you would ask me, hey Saumil, when is the right time to go inside, or when is the time I should buy? Well, there is no sort of a right answer, but here are certain indicators you can use that I would like to share here on Yahoo Finance, and this is usually what I use. Okay, so I'm gonna share all the resources here. So first of all, let's take a company for example. I really love this company, AMD. It's a semiconductor industry. So how do I make sure that this company is good or bad? First of all, right? So usually what I try to do is, first of all, I would open up the chart on a new page, right? Once I open up the chart on the new page, what I would usually do, and please let me know if you cannot hear me. So hopefully this chart would load up. Now I usually try to make sure that the graph is exponential. So what I'm trying to say, on a daily chart, if I look at a 1 year, you can clearly see it's moving up, right? There's no like a moving down. So what I could clearly do here is if I could take a line and actually draw this right here. So first of all, as you can see, clearly moving up, so the company is doing well. So that way I know, okay, this seems to be a good company, right? Now, okay, so the chart looks good, right? Now let's do a little bit analysis about their financial. For example, in Yahoo Finance, and I'm not sure if you guys know this, but you can go to the financial section right here. And I'm pretty new guy. I'm not an expert, like as in like I know like a lot of people are like really good at this. I'm just a beginner. I'm just sharing my knowledge here. You want to go to the balance sheet of the company. So the balance sheet, right? So and what you want to do here is you want to make sure you're on annual. So you can see the total asset of the company is actually increasing, which is a good thing, which means that the company is doing well, right? So looking at the balance sheets tells me that yeah, the company is doing well. And as you can see, the liabilities that so the liabilities are not increasing that much, which is good thing for the company, right? So first thing I know, okay, so the company is doing well, that the assets of the company is increasing. So that way I have a clear idea about that. So now let's head over to the income statement, right? So now I clearly see every single year this company is profiting, right? The total revenue of the company is increasing. So that basically tells me that, okay, this company is profitable. The revenue of the company is increasing. That means the company is making money, right? Now, if you look at the gross, gross profit. So as you can see, every single year, and I do see a nice increase in the profit. Again, a very good indicator that the company is doing amazing. They are doing great in terms of finance, right? The charts are good. The numbers are good. So you always want to make sure that you want to invest in a company who has a nice balance sheet. And as I said, this works for any basically stock, doesn't matter US or India or European market, but whatever. So as I can clearly see that these gross profit numbers are increasing every single year. So that tells me, okay, this company is doing well in terms of profit. They are delivering, the required stuff. So that's good. Now, usually what I also do is I have, if you want to judge a company on how good or bad it is, here is what I have learned from some of my friends. They taught me. So let's take the year 2020. So the total assets is 89,620,000, right? And you divide that by the liabilities. So the liabilities are 3,125,000. You get a ratio. This ratio should always be greater than 1. If the ratio comes out to be greater than 1, it's a good company. Trust me, it's profiting. The liability. So this is basically the ratio of assets to liability. You always want to make sure that these companies have a good asset to liability ratio. So I know now, okay, AMD assets are great, profits is increasing, gross profits always increasing. You know, every single year I see, okay, this company is growing. Their assets to liability ratio is greater than 1. Okay, that means good. The chart over 1 year is great. They're increasing chart. Okay, so I know now it's a good company. I trust this company now. I can invest my money in that, right? So these are some of the indicators I can clearly see. As I said, so as I said, total assets, total liabilities, divide the number greater than 1. Company is great, assets are increasing, liabilities is not that much. The gross profits are increasing. If you come to the income statement, as you can see, their total revenue is increasing, their profits are increasing. That means the company is pretty profitable. That's first thing. And as I said, I haven't even touched the charting part yet. This is just I'm showing you the reading some of the balance sheet, the income statement and stuff like that. But if you really want to dig very deep inside this, you can read more and more about the balance sheet, the EPS. But again, let's not get too crazy. Let's focus on our stuff that we were doing. So now charting, right? So I'm gonna say AMD here. I usually use Yahoo Finance for most of the stuff. It solves my problem. Now I'm gonna share some nice tips here. If you have any questions, list your question as well. I'm reading your comments. So now I'm gonna share some nice techniques that I use for charting. Come to the daily interval right here, and over here there's an indicator. Right now, the first indicator I would like to teach you guys is a moving average. Always, this is usually all the people in my friends and everyone has been using this. So you want to do 200 200 means that's a long-term moving average. That's like the long-term moving average, right? So I can clearly see over a long term, this graph is always increasing. One thing you want to note here, I would clearly show you, and I'll show you when do you want to buy and sell, right? So for long term, I'm talking, okay? So if you see right here, let me take a pen tool if I can. Doodle would be great. So as you can see right here at this point, right, it was at almost at the moving average. If you bought here, and from that the chart has always been moving up. Now you see, whenever the price is close to the moving average, buy. So you can clearly see the graph is respecting the moving average. Basically the candle or these lines are always above the moving average, right? So that clearly says that, hey, if you buy here, you would be stupid, right? You don't want to buy here because you know what I'm trying to say. You always want to buy close to the long-term moving average. That's the best time to buy. So now recently, as you can see, the stock market, as you see, as soon as the line gets close to the moving average, that also tells you that, hey, there might be a chance of a pullback, right? The stock might go down. So as you can see, it was close to the moving average and then down. But as I said, anytime if the stock is below 200 period moving average, the best opportunity to buy in terms of long term, as I said. Okay, so that's one tip, as I said, 200 period moving average. So that's that. Now I would like to show you one more technique here. So we have a long-term moving average. That's a black line right here. Now what I would like to do is I would like to again take a moving average, and I would take a short-term moving average. That would be a purple line right here. Let's see. Let me stop the doodle. Clear drawing. Okay, this is pretty interesting. Not sure if you guys did observe things like that, but I want to show you this. Okay, let me clear this up. Let me clear up the doodle. Okay, guys, this is really interesting. Look at this point. The short-term moving average and the long-term moving average. Now, hear me out, okay, what I'm trying to say. The short-term moving average, the purple line, would be close to the candle. The long-term moving average will always be below the purple line. That's below the short-term moving average. Now, if you see, observe carefully, the point where the short-term moving average crosses the long-term moving average, that indicates that it's a sort of a downtrend. So as you can see right here, but this is also the right opportunity to buy. As you can see, short-term moving average, the purple line crosses the black line. That means, hey, this is the point where the market is going to reverse. That's going to be a pullback. Now, when should you enter in this market? You would say, okay, so you should enter probably right here when the short-term moving average again crosses the long-term moving average, somewhere around this. That's the time you want to buy, because that's a clear indicator that yes, now the graph is going to be respected. It's going to keep moving above the 200 period moving average. Again, as I said, great, simple things, but it's pretty nice indicators. It tells you about some of the markets and stuff like that. So as I said, you always want to buy close to the 200 period moving average. That's the first thing that I said. Then you can take short-term moving average, you can take a long-term moving average. Whenever the short-term moving average crosses the long-term moving average, that indicates it's a downtrend. You want to only buy when the long-term moving so the short-term moving average is close to the long-term moving. So at this point, when it almost this line crosses the black line, that's the point where I know that okay, the market has rebounded, the stock is going to go up. And so as I said, pretty good indicators. This is a very basic indicators. As I said, let me read the comments. How would you get the moving average in the graph beginning here? Oh, all right. It's pretty easy actually. If you come to Yahoo Finance, you click on indicator. This option right here is called moving average, and then you can click OK. This would basically give you the moving average. Okay. So that's the first indicators. As I said, now I'm gonna share more stuff right here. As I said, the first thing that I would usually, again, I'm just like repeating my words if people are joining for the first time. If you are looking at the company, how do you make sure that you should invest your money in this company? As I said, gross profit of the company is increasing every single year, which is a good thing. Their revenues are increasing. That's a good thing. In the income statement, if you go to the balance sheet, their total assets and total liabilities, if you divide this number by this number, and if the ratio comes out to be greater than 1, then the company is pretty good and profitable. This ratio right now for AMD is 2, which means that this company is profitable, of course, as you can see from the numbers as well. That's one thing. Then I showed you about the moving average, 200 period moving average, 50-day moving average. Now let's look at the next part. Okay, so I'm gonna remove both of the indicators. Now, the next thing that I would like to tell or explain you is basically about an indicator that I recently learned. It's called Donchan channel, and basically I'm gonna first of all read a definition. Okay, so as I said, let's not hurry on the process of learning. It's a slow thing. You always have to read and learn. So I'm just going to read the definition. Donchan channel are the three lines generated by moving average calculation that comprises an indicator formed by an upper and a lower band around the mid range or the median band. The upper band marks the highest cap of the price security overall n periods, while the lower band marks the lowest price of the security over n periods. This area between the upper and the lower band represent the Donchan channel. Career whatever XYZ. Now let me show you a practical of this. Okay, so we come to the chart here. Okay, so Donchan channel, we just read some definition, fancy definition, right? So if you pull up Donchan channel right here, I would choose a color. For the upper I'm gonna use a green color, or let's just use yeah, green color is fine. For the lower we use red color, and for the middle we'll use a purple color. Let's see. Now, what the hell is this Donchan channel? For this is usually a techniques for swing trader, for person or for people who want to invest money for like 3 months or 1 month or 6 months, not for long term. So again, I'm on a daily period chart for AMD. We saw all these indicators. Now you'll say, hey Saumil, when do I buy, when do I sell? Hey guys, pretty clear. Look at this one. So let me zoom in a little bit. Always want to buy at the lower end of the Donchan channel, sell at the middle band. So Donchan channel, as I said, it gives you 3 bands, upper, middle, lower. So the lower band is the lower end of the Donchan channel. So if you buy here at this point, hopefully if I can take my doodle again, let's see, doodle, there we go, the thickness. Okay, so always want to buy here at the lower band, and I wouldn't wait till the upper band. I would usually, you know, take profits at the middle band. So buy, sell, right? Then you want to wait until it comes to the lower band. So again, somewhere here you will buy, and somewhere on the middle band you will sell. Again, you can see this pattern: buy, sell. It gives you a swing trade opportunity: buy, sell, middle band. So easily, as I said, this is usually a swing trade. Oh, sorry for that. Want to take off this one. So this is like a swing trade. So you always want to buy at the lower end of a Donchan channel, sell at the middle band of the channel for swing trading, and again buy at lower end of the Donchan, sell at the middle band, buy, sell, keep doing this thing, right? You never want to buy if the stock is at the upper band of a Donchan. That because, I mean, it means 2 things, right? At this point, either it's going to break out and it's going to go make more highs, or it's going to go down and you're going to lose. I wouldn't buy at the upper end of the Donchan. I would usually wait. I would always buy at the lower end of the Donchan channel for swing trading purposes if you are a swing trader. So that's one of the tip here right here. Always lower in the Donchan channel, sell at the upper end of the Donchan channel. And similarly, you can see buy at the lower end, sell at the middle band, buy at the lower end, sell at the middle band. So as you got the idea, right? So that's a Donchan channel. Okay, now let's get rid of all the indicators, then we'll talk more about other things. So clear, remove Donchan, clear drawing. Okay, so all right, so that was the Donchan channel. Right now, one more thing I would like to show, or rather tell you, and it's really very interesting. Trust me, I'm a software engineer. I didn't know, but I learned all of these things as I had my friends from finance backgrounds. You know, they used to tell, oh, you know about this Donchan and this and that. I'm like, what the hell is this? Then I started learning and Googling terms, and slowly I understood. It's not, I mean, if I can learn software, I can definitely learn stocks. It's not a big deal. So whatever. So the next indicator I would like to explain you is the RSI. So let's Google up RSI and then read the definition and show you the stuff. Which model you are using? I'm not using model. This is Yahoo Finance. I'm actually sharing charting techniques here with everyone. Nihar, yeah. All right, so RSI, right? So now the next thing is RSI. So this indicator is really great. I have been using this a lot. So what is RSI? I'm going to read a definition, then we'll see in the charts. Okay, so don't worry. RSI, the relative strength index. RSI is the momentum indicator used in technical analysis that measures the magnitude of recent price changes to evaluate overbought or oversold conditions in the price or the stocks and other assets. The RSI is displayed as an oscillator, a line graph that moves between the extremes and can have reading from 0 to 100. The indicator was originally developed by J. Wills, whatever XYZ person, introduced in his seminal 1978 book, The New Concept in Technical Trading System. Okay, whatever, fancy things, fancy definitions. Now let's see a demo. What does that mean? So in simple layman language, what RSI means is, we come here. Okay. So now I basically, again, I'm just reviewing whatever we have learned so far. So what did we learn? So how do I know if a company is profitable or not? Point number one, go to the Yahoo Finance, go to the finance section, go to the balance sheet, check their liabilities and assets. Assets are increasing over year. That's a good thing. Liabilities are constant, not that much increasing. And then you want to do is basically divide this number by this number. If the ratio is greater than 1, company is profitable. It's a good company. They're making money, which is a good indicator. If you go to the income statement, then you can see here their total gross profits is also increasing and their total revenue is also increasing. So which is again a good indicator. So first thing, as I said, then we looked at the 200 period moving average. Then we looked at a strategy for short-term moving average and long-term moving average. And now we are looking at RSI. So now let's take a look at RSI. Okay. So again, I'm on a daily chart for the AMD again, and I've pulled up RSI. So basically RSI will tell you a number between 0 to 100, right? So this tells you when to buy and when to sell. So that means if the RSI is close by to 30, right, that means that stock is extremely oversold. So you want to buy at this point. So if the RSI is 30 or below, it's a buy zone. So now let me show you this in action, right? And then we'll learn how to combine all of these indicators in terms of benefit. So at this point, take a look at it. RSI is 36, right? So we would take a damn it. Yeah, I would like to have a line here. So at this point, guys, right? So it's too thick, but that's fine. So at this point, as you can see, the chart is somewhere here, right? So I'm again gonna take a doodle right here so I can explain you these concepts, right? So at this point, the RSI is 36, right? So the stock is here. So RSI is low. That means it's an indicator of buy. Look at this, bang, buy. So now what's the RSI here? If I can. I hate this because you always have to click. So now the RSI is 75. It's extremely overbought now. Now people are going to start selling. So RSI 75 and above, you don't want to buy stock at that point. You want to wait, okay? If the RSI is too high, hang on. So at this point, you can see RSI is 75. I wouldn't buy at this point because I know, hey, it's extremely bought. Now the selling is going to come. So as you can see now, RSI is coming down. So so RSI basically tells you when to enter and when to exit. At the same point, look at this point right here. So if we take a look at this point right here, the RSI was 40, right? 40, and the price is right here at this point. So as you can see, if you bought here at the RSI 40, the stock moved up. And now if you look at the RSI 83, extremely high, right? Now people start selling, bang, 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 down, right? So RSI gives you a pretty good indicator when to buy and when to sell. Again, another indicator that I just wanted to show you, pretty extremely important, right? To know. So yeah, so that's that. So now let's clear up the drawing. Okay, so undo. Clear drawing. Okay, so we looked at the moving average strategy. We looked at the RSI. Now let's combine moving average and RSI and all of these things. We'll also learn Donchan, right? So now how do I plan my entry, right? So let's take a look at that. That's fine. That's fine. So we come at moving average again. As I said, the first thing we looked at the financial of the company. Looks good. 200 period moving average. Let's make this a black line. Usually it's more visible to an eye. So 200 period moving average, always it respects the moving average. Whenever the price is close by to the moving average or below, it's a downtrend. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have one more indicator. I'm gonna take a short-term moving average. So as you can see here, now I already talked about this. So at this point, when the short-term moving average crosses the long-term moving average, it indicates a point of reversal. And if you want to see It's really important to understand this, right? So at this point, when the long-term moving, short-term crosses the long-term, at this point right here, let's take a look at the RSI. It's about 50, right? So that indicates, because whenever this line crosses, it indicates the stock is going to go down. So now we went down, down, down. At this point, what's the RSI? Oh, it's 36. It's the best point to. It's the best time to buy. Okay, the stock is below the moving average. It's the stock is below the 200 period moving average. Indicates, okay, it's a buy zone, because clearly you can see the stock always respects the 200 period moving average, always is above. At this point, the stock was above 200 period moving average. That means it's a buy zone. And at this point, I also was able to see the RSI. Okay, so the RSI is also low. That means this is the time I should buy. 30 RSI is low, stock is below the 200 period moving average. The short-term moving average crosses the long-term moving average. These are all the indicators that I should enter. This is the point I should enter, right? So as I said, some of the techniques and tips that I have learned, right? So this point you buy, and then you make profits, right? And when the RSI goes above, like let's say at this point, you could have sell, or you could have hold it for a long term, depending upon your investment strategy, right? So that's that. Now other thing that I would like to show you, so that's so far so good. Let me see if you have any questions in the comment section. Okay, so far so good, which is good. All right, so the next thing, okay, so we would like to take a look at the Bollinger Band. Now what the hell is this Bollinger Band? So let's open up Google and see the definition. Bollinger Band. As I said, I'm not an expert, but these are the things I have learned over the years, and I thought I should share with everyone, with the community and the people, right? So yeah, Bollinger Band. A Bollinger Band is a technical analysis tool defined by a set of trend lines plotted two standard deviation, positive and negative, from a simple moving average SMA and a security of a security price, but can be adjusted to the user preference. Okay, whatever definition. So come to Yahoo Finance again, take a look at the Bollinger Band. Oops, not that one. So you want to go to the second option right here. This one right here. Now in layman language, what this means is this is a balloon, right? So now I'll tell you what the meaning of the balloon is. Okay, so okay, hear me out patiently and calmly. Okay, at this point the balloon is very much inflated, right? So now the balloon is gonna burst, right? So it's gonna, as you can, and we also verify this using RSI and the moving average. So you never want to buy when the balloon is inflated. You always want to buy when the balloon is deflated. Okay, so I'll show you one of the things. Okay, hold on. So I think this is the best point I could show you on the chart. Oops. Yeah. Okay, take a look at this point right here. This point right here, I'm gonna take my doodle again for explanation purposes. This one right here, look, the balloon is pretty deflated, right? Now buyer came in, the balloon start inflating, more balloon is inflating. You never want to buy when the balloon is so much inflated, because the balloon is gonna burst, right? So again, great indicators for, it's a great indicator to know, just like that. So I basically see, okay, if the balloon is inflated or deflated at this point. Okay, at this point, the balloon is pretty much inflated. So I can take my profits, or I should wait. I should not buy at this point. If your strategy is for short term gains, but if you're investing for long term, then just take 200 period moving average and invest, and just forget it for a while. But yeah, for short term, as I said, the balloon technique, right? So you always want to buy when the balloon is deflated and not when the balloon is inflated. So but again, another thing that I have learned over the few years from my friends and stuff. Now the last thing that I would like to show you is basically one more charting technique. Let me see here. Okay, so I'm gonna again take the same example, AMD. All right, so hopefully the chart loads up, and then let's go to the indicator. So this indicator is called a Fibonacci indicator. This is for short term, right? Short term people use this sort of. All right, looks good. Okay, so that's the Fibonacci indicator. It would basically give you all these multiple bands, right? So if you're investing for short term, right, you always want to buy at the lower or the middle band of the Fibonacci, right, and then ride it up to one or two bands up and then sell it. So this is again one more indicator you can use for buying and selling. It's called Fibonacci indicator. I personally do not use this a lot. I usually use Tongchan channel, Bollinger Band, moving averages, RSI to take a look at it. But yeah, I just wanted to throw in this idea with, just wanted to let you know. Other things you can also know, and these are just some of the resources I'm sharing with you guys, over the time. So investing.com, great platform to see. They have nice indicators. So I come here usually, for example, if I want to see, come on, I don't want to see. So if you come to AMD, come on. I'm just sharing all the resources that I know and I have learned. I'm just sharing it, So investing.com is one of them. Why the hell the chart is not? Yeah, now, okay. It's a little bit slow and laggy, but it's fine. So we come here in investing.com and here in the technical section, you can come here and if you want, you could, hopefully if this thing loads up. All right. So you can, if you are investing for, as I say, short term, you can come to daily and check what their recommendation are. It's a sell or a buy. On weekly, what their recommendations are. If you want to dive more into financial, they have a nice summary of a financial statements here. As you can see, gross margin is 44%. That means it's doing good. Operating margin is 15%. This should not be a negative. So this is not negative for this AMD, which is good. Net margin is 25%. Return of investment is 52%, which indicates a pretty good thing. Total revenue of the company is increasing. Gross profits of the company is increasing. If you divide revenue, so you can see clearly that the charts are always nice, right? So, and then this ratio, MRQ ratio, that's basically ratio for assets to liability. If you divide this number by this number, the ratio is greater than 1. It's a good investment. As I said, we also looked at this on the Yahoo Finance. Then you can, if you want, you can look at the cash flow statement. But for this company, everything looks super good. Now I'll show you for one company that's terrible, terrible financial. For example, Uber, right? So we can go to Uber and I'll just show you what I mean by. So you at least have an idea by looking at financial of a company. Okay, this company, okay, doing good, not doing good. So if you take a look at the technical, I should go to financial, but it's fine. So as I said, so far we looked at all sort of indicators, Donchan, Bollinger, RSI, moving averages, and all of these fancy indicators. So as you can see, I'm just showing an example. Gross margin negative 30%, gross margin is 36%, net profit margin is negative. The company is operating at a loss right now. Return of investment is negative. You don't want to invest in companies. If you look at the annual stuff, still the charts are not good, right? So this also, as I said, this gives you a pretty. I'm just showing you because you would at least have some sort of idea. Okay, this numbers are not looking good, so maybe I shouldn't be putting my money in this company, but at least some sort of idea you get, right? So if you take a look at, again, I'm showing you Uber because they have not good numbers as I can show you. So as you can see, their total revenue is increasing. Let's go to the balance sheet. Hopefully we could, yeah. So as you can see, the total assets to liability ratio is not good. So you always want to, as I said in the beginning of the video, you want to take this number and divide by the liability. So 33252000, and if you divide that by 20285,000, as you can see, it's nearly about 1.6. It's not that bad, but usually you want to only want to invest if it's greater than 1.5, and so it's close to 1.5, but still the margin and all stuff are negative. So I wouldn't invest because so investing.com is also a pretty good website to give you an overview. Another resource I would like to share is basically finviz.com, and I'll tell you what this is about. Finviz.com. So this basically gives you an overall idea of the sector basically. Recently the market is in downtrend, everything is down, best time to buy stuff. So you can come here on the chart and basically come to a weekly and see which sector is performing nice. For example, I can see the tech sector is doing well right now, Microsoft, because we have earnings coming up. Rest everything, financial sectors are doing good, Visa, Master. So knowing by that, you can invest in that particular sector as well. So if you come to a 1 month, if you're looking for long term, you can look at a monthly stuff. So as you can see, tech sectors are always doing good, tech sectors like Google, Amazon, FANG companies. So that's that. If you want to take a look at the world, for example, Asian markets, European markets. So as you can see, Canadian markets, in Canadian markets, what's doing better, which sectors are doing well. Let's see at the Asian markets, where's India? Where's India? Japan. Oh yeah, India. So as you can see in India, Nifty is doing well right now over 1 month. So you would get a nice insights about the market, overall idea about the market. So yeah, guys, that's all I have for you today, and hope you did enjoy this amazing charting and some of the tips and tricks that I have learned on charting. Hopefully these things were useful, and if you did learn something new in this video, kindly do give a like, and yeah, keep learning, keep smiling, and I will see you guys in the next upcoming videos.